Welcome back to our International Students and Studies, everybody. Today I'm with such a special guest, Mrs. Perry Glover, and hi. She is our International Services Budget Coordinator, and I've been waiting for this to come because before we get started, can you briefly introduce yourself?
My name is Perry Glover. I work at CIS. And I am one of those people when you come in to your fall semester, when you first get here, there is a huge orientation and information that is just dumped on you, and a lot of really insightful information and helpful tips are included. And I'm one of the people you meet when you get here.
Awesome. So basically, if you don't know what CIS stands for, it's Center for International Studies. And most of the exchange students, international students, has to use this facility and services in order to get on campus. And I've met Mrs. Glover through the tax appointments. And I kid you not, she is one of the most organized staff that I've ever met. Ever since 2023 January. She's been amazing. And tell me what you do basically during this tax appointments, what you do in the facility, what kind of services do you provide?
So taxes, there's a cycle. So
Yes.
we are in October right now, and in November, any country that has a tax treaty with the United States of America for a scholarship or for a job, they have a tax treaty that is going to expire.
Yes.
And so that's one of those things where if you are, let me list a couple off the top of my head, France, South Korea, Germany, Slovenia, Kazakhstan, those countries that have relationships with the U.S. that are very old, someone created that document and signed it way, way before we were even here. And it starts with those tax treaty seasons.
Right.
And then the next season is W-2s and taxes. And that's when we met, when you made your tax appointment with the software that we purchased for ASU. And in between those tax treaties and data maintenance, in between each tax season, we have semesters that come up, sort of fall, spring. There's a winter one in there, and then there's a summer semester, the summer session 1 and 2, and a lot of our students for international studies, they come in the fall and they come in the spring.
Right.
And some students have scholarships for academics, and some have scholarships for athletics, and some have both.
Yes.
And a lot of things that sound confusing when you get here, which I was not raised in America for most of my young adult life.
Right.
So I understand that when it comes to income and taxes, it's all very confusing because there's a lot of forms, and a form for each thing, and then a variant of each form, and then amended forms, and a lot of it needs to be 100%. So the hard part is finding the form that you need and how to actually send it where it needs to go before the deadline.
Oh my God.
And so that's what I help with.
Yes.
Part of the international services little chunk of my title is taxes.
Right.
And scholarships and the taxes that I pay on behalf of ASU to the IRS.
Wow.
So I take care of the students, and then I take care of ASU, and I do my own taxes also.
Oh my God. Queen.
But it's a lot, but being organized really helps because the more organized I can be for these students, the easier it's going to be for me to show them, because you're only in college for maybe 2 years, maybe 4 years, maybe you get your master's. You need to learn these things if you are going to stay in the U.S. because taxes are very important.
Yes.
And if you are on an HB1V or an F1 visa, it's really important to make sure your paperwork is together.
Clean and all set.
And if I can explain it in a way that makes sense to students early on, like when they're in their young 20s, when they're like a sponge and they can soak it up, and I can lay all the forms out on the desk and show them when each one is due and what each one is for. That is like the most satisfying feeling, to have someone have a light bulb like go off and they're like, oh my gosh, this is what you needed the whole time. So remember for next year, because I'll see you next year.
Yes.
Because it's like a routine. It's a cycle. It's tax season is one of those things where there's like a couple of bumps and then you file and then hopefully everything's 100%. I haven't had any amended tax paperwork that I've needed to file. I have had requests for reimbursements for payroll departments that have not done their due diligence as far as, I would say, going above and beyond and looking into like surface level details. So your name, if you were hired somewhere, you can tell maybe you're not from here.
Right.
And if you take like an extra effort to look into someone's origin, you can prevent mistakes from happening that cost you money.
Right.
Because it's all fun and games until it's your money. Like, what if you're out $5,000? What if you only work part-time and you're a full-time student and your taxes are going to cost you $850, plus you have to mail it in, which isn't free.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's important to pay attention and to care, because as we get more international students at ASU, because I think we were up by like 40% or something like that compared to previous like 3 or 4 years before now.
That's
and
amazing.
The more people, that the volume is going to increase, and you have to be on top of it to prevent mistakes from happening that take more time to fix, which I love fixing mistakes. I take pride in it. David Morales, the director, calls me a fixer, because there's some titles, there's some positions that people have here where it's, I'm not going to say it's more casual, but the objective is not to fix mistakes that have been made with knowledge that you have. And when I started this job, I had none. I had no knowledge of how to do it. At all.
That's amazing.
But the best, But the best part is the perspective of knowing nothing. You can talk to someone from knowing nothing who currently knows nothing.
Right.
To make it make sense.
So you can kind of
you can change the verbiage.
Yes.
It's perfect. I love it.
Tell them the easy way. And if you have seen her office, she has binders for each student, and it's so organized. It's like me, person who is not a little bit organized in my brain, her office is kind of like the perfect, I don't know how to explain it. There's binder A, B, C, D, E, F. It's so clean and nice, and she's the perfect person to do these kind of number stuff, because I have no clue. And what she said is really amazing, is because she had to learn this all by herself, how to do these things, and can tell the students in an easy way, which is amazing. Because me personally, I came here in 2023 January. That was when that's my early 20s. So for me, I didn't really have much knowledge, tax information, even in Korea. So as a young adult, I didn't know what's going on, what to do, how to do my tax, even in Korea. But then here, you taught me so much. There's forms like W-2, these stuff shouldn't have been took off the taxes. These should be, has to be in the tax this year, that year, this month. All these informations, I think a lot of international students would highly appreciate your being in this office. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if the quality of the environment that you're in can influence you in a positive way, people are emotional learners instead of being visual or audio or contextual, with their hands. If you can attach an emotion to one of those three, it's going to stick, whether it's audio, visual, or
that makes sense. Yes.
So if I can make the experiences for, I want to say, I call them my students, because it's just like easier because it's a very like small organization. The office is on the far corner of the like universe. It's across the street. You have to go across the river.
It's by the Asian market.
Like there's a crosswalk and it's an Asian market. There's apartments. It's way over there. So it's like a little island by itself. And when I can help my students have an emotional connection to what they're doing while they're here in the U.S., it's going to help them remember. Like if I can make my environment in my office feel a certain way.
So
if
pretty.
I can, oh my gosh, when I got into that office, it was dark like a cave. I have so many windows in my office. You've been in my office. It's like windows from the ceiling all the way down, and the person before me had like Christmas lights up and the lights off with the things closed, and I was like, this is not going to work. No one is going to want to like learn anything and learn something new and remember if they're sitting in like a dark cave. So I like opened all the windows. I took the shelves off the walls. I had them like wash my windows.
Oh my God.
And change sort of the vibe of the office to something that's more relaxing, because if we are like plants, the environment that you're in needs to be supportive. It needs to be lit with sun.
Right.
You need to be hydrated. Like if we're similar to plants as much as we actually are, in the fact that we passed on DNA to our offspring, and we need environments to help us, encourage us to grow, and we use like sugars and stuff the same way that plants do to like continue like life operations.
Yes.
So if my students are my plants and I'm going to take care of them, when they come in, it needs to be educational. It needs to be positive. It needs to be like,
that's amazing.
More.
Because like
they're not going to be here forever.
That's true. That's true. And like your perspective is so heartwarming to hear, because normally when we come up with like international services, like do the tax appointment, like updating I-20s, like it can be very difficult, complex, like having stress over these things, and we don't really think of it as a learning experience. We're like, oh, we have to do this, we have to update
right,
this,
we have to do that. The appointment, you show up, like, you have the paper, you do the thing, you leave.
But when I got into her office, it's a really calming environment where I can learn new information, and I'm like, aha, there's like aha moments everywhere about these budget things, and I'm like, I feel like I'm growing up as an adult.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's the goal.
Yes, I really appreciate it. And I just want to become like her whenever I, like seriously, she's my role model. She's so organized. She's beautiful internally, externally. But I think people would kind of want to know about how you're so organized and like how you got into this career. Was there like, did you have to go to school for this, or were you just a born natural organized person?
If you would have told me when I was like 22,
right,
which was a while ago,
no way,
that yes,
no way,
I would be doing filling out W-4s and doing tax treaties for international students, getting hired in higher education and filing taxes, I would call you absolutely crazy. That is so boring. Why would I do that with the rest of my life? Like, that's literally what I would have said, because I have family members who do it, and they've been doing it for a long time, and they make a lot of money, and it just didn't seem like something.
It just didn't look good.
I was like, that just is so boring. I could be an archaeologist.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. So we went to school.
Really?
Like, I went to school in the College of Archaeology and Sociology.
Wow.
And took classes for that, because too many movies growing up. I'm going
to
prerequisite this with Brendan Fraser and The Mummy from 1999 was the motivation of me wanting to become a knowledgeable woman who knew things and dressed well and was exciting and amazing and beautiful. So
me and my dad loved that movie.
It's literally like it was my personality growing up, and it's just like chef's kiss. It's just the romance, the special effects, not that great now. Back then, amazing. All of the actors, perfect. didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And life has this funny way of forcing things to happen to you.
Exactly.
So that you turn into someone completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like from your 20s to 30 years
Mm-hmm.
old, there's no way you could make up what could potentially happen and where you could go and people you could meet and the stuff you can buy and the dogs you can adopt and like the vacations you can go on and the lessons that you can learn.
Yes.
I had no idea that finance was going to be something that I was good at, and then it would translate into higher education, like foreign affairs office-esque.
Wow.
I had no idea. Wow. I went to college for 2 years and got an associate's degree and then majored in finance. And then I went to university, the University of Southern Mississippi,
Right.
for sociology with a emphasis on immigration. And those classes were so hard. And I'm so glad I failed. Because if you look at the way the world is right now, I am so glad my plan did not go the way that I wanted it to. Because I don't know if whatever you believe in, predestiny, fate, whatever it is, I don't know. But I just feel like life for me would be different and not as like slow and comforting and simple now. The way that it is, if I would have gone off and literally worked for the federal government, working in immigration, I feel like I would be
It's such a hard work, yeah.
I would not be happy. I would have done it. My plan would have worked, but I would not be happy. And failure is so great because it affects the direction, like where you're going, and it can change it and give you like new perspectives on like, I'm so glad that didn't work out. Like in the middle of it, in the present of it happening, I was so upset.
Yes.
I was like, I can't believe this is happening. What am I going to tell my parents? Oh, they're going to lose their mind. What am I going to do for a job? How am I going to pay off my student loans? What am I going to do? And like panic, like sweating panic to where it affects like your mental health.
Yes.
Those situations, when you're in those, will tell you what kind of person you are. And I'm so glad that for someone who's gone through like that failing several times in life, only because the longer you're here on earth, the longer you have here to have those things happen to you that can either make you really great, relatable, like someone who could teach and lead and show people like how to navigate the chaos, or it can do the opposite.
Honestly, I totally agree with you when it comes to like my life motto is also like, if you don't know what to do with your life, try something that you would completely dislike, and then it will give you the direction of like, okay,
that's good.
Get rid of this, and then try this direction. Then maybe this can be your hobby or something that you can make money out of. Like that's kind of like my life motto when I'm kind of, struggling what to do with my life. And I always tell my friends like, then just try it. If you feel like you don't want to do it, then try it for at least like couple of months or a year.
You have to be sure.
Yes.
Because you don't want to regret one day when it's too far,
late.
too gone. Yeah, right.
So I just tell them, try it really hard, do best as you can, and see which part really triggers you and which part really not aligns with you. And then you'll be able to get rid of that in your life and then move on with something that you align with more. So yes, that's awesome. So you weren't you didn't start out as like finance major, but then it somehow aligned to this wonderful job, and you're just so good at it.
We don't have enough time to talk about how I got here. Maybe in like a continued episode.
Yes, I would love to have you back
like
here.
Like a background.
Yes.
It'd be the behind the scenes.
Before you got to this job, have you experienced other jobs as well, other careers that before this? I would love to hear that as well.
Okay, let me think back.
Let's see.
Oh God, I feel so old when I say stuff.
No,
like that.
you're not.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I started out in
Take your time.
I would say sales. My first ever job. Ooh, okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna bring up my mom for my first job.
Oh.
She was like, you know what? You should get a job. And I was like, you know what? I think I want to get a job. I want to buy stuff. I want to,
Spend money.
spend
Like
money,
adult
buy
money.
gifts. I want to go do something and be like, no, it's good. I got it. And she was like, hey, my friend needs some help at her workplace. And I was like, perfect. I'm totally down. She didn't tell me where it was or what it was, but I was down. I was like,
I'm
know
gonna
what?
get that adult money.
I'm going to get the money and I'm going to do it and it's going to be great.
Uh-huh.
And it was in a factory, a silk screening factory.
No way.
I cannot even make this up.
No way.
So funny. I went to the place, did the thing, got off work. She picked me up from work because I was so young I didn't have a car.
Oh my God.
I was like 16.
Oh
I
my
think.
goodness.
And I signed a waiver or whatever because I was a minor.
Oh my God.
And I said, you didn't tell me what it was. She was like, well, you didn't seem to ask. So you just... So I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll work out. And
Money's money.
right. And that's a really good lesson in hey, maybe quality over quantity. I have never had blisters and just sweat for 9 hours a day.
That was a good
It was
lesson.
insane. I was like, okay, never doing that again. Check. Worked in a factory. It was great. Oh my gosh. And then after that, I went into sales, and sales is really, really good for experience.
Yes,
It
that's what I
will-
heard.
What you do, communications and sales and hospitality, those are really good skills to have to bring into any industry, just in general. And I'm really good at sales, but the pressure to have that much control over how much money you're making by how much effort or energy that you have or
Don't you have
put
to
in.
meet the quota?
It's
every
quotas.
Single,
It's not fun, but it's a lot of money.
right.
And so I did that for a while, and it was really great. And I just was not. I don't want to have to rely on commission because the base rate is so low. I don't want to be the thing that separates me from making a lot of money is how much I want to work for my commission. I don't like that. I didn't like it. So I tried that for a while, and I really liked hotels. I worked in hotels for a long time.
That really suits you.
And I remember the Intercontinental San Diego. I helped open that business hotel on the water.
Wow.
In right in front of the Midway is the ship museum, and it's where the cruise ships park in San Diego. And hotel experience is amazing. And I don't think they make it as easy to go into that industry as they should.
Right.
Because if I had an office coordinator, which we don't have one right now, I'm the office coordinator and the international services and the budget coordinator as of right now. If I had a hospitality-based office coordinator, I would be in love. It'd be amazing. I'd be like, you know what? Perfect. The tone, everything, the service, the just general sincerity would be top notch, and that's perfect because it teaches people how to care more than surface level,
Right.
to where it's impactful to the person you're interacting with on a level that for hotels they come back.
Right.
They want to spend $3,000 on that room again.
Yes.
They want to buy dinner for $500 a night by the water. It's like luxury dining and luxury staying. That is, what is it they call it eloquence and experience, or
Yeah.
it's very refined,
Yes.
and I do miss it because I worked in San Diego and I worked in Las Vegas in hotels. And I can tell you right now, I'm more of a San Diego person than a Las Vegas, Nevada, working on the Strip person where all the hotels are stretched out in a line.
Right.
It's not for everybody. You can visit but I would not recommend living in Vegas. It is not for the faint of heart. Like it's not somewhere I would send a woman to live.
I see.
So.
I see. Well, it seems like you have so much life experience over time and like so many different industries. I think it makes you such an interesting person. And if you were to be like, you know, like an older sister or like an aunt to the international students.
Oh yeah.
What would be your like top 2 advices that you would tell them? You can take time.
Oh, top 2 advices.
It can be something not related to international students. It can be something just life advices or something, you know, this is kind of like my life motto is, I wish you guys can do this as well. Like anything that you want to say to international students?
Because I lived in Europe for so long and I came back to America when I was
Wow, I didn't
18.
know that.
I lived in Belgium for a long time.
It suits you very much. It suits you so much.
Which is weird because when I was saying you can't make up the things that happen in your life that get to where you are. So if you would have told me in high school, living in Belgium, going to school with kids who were from Argentina and France and Germany and Slovakia and Ukraine and Russia and Britain, like I went to school with kids that I see on a regular basis now. And so it just seems comfortable to interact with people who are not from here.
Right.
Because I understand what it's like to show up when you're 18, 19 in the U.S. And the feeling of not knowing or who to ask, what to ask, or where to go when you're looking for a solution.
Right.
So I know what it feels like from my perspective that is relatable to them because in life I was at like the same point. Which is amazing because to me that's special. So for mottos, I would say failure is amazing.
It is amazing.
It forces you to change and become different.
Right.
And you have like free will to choose how you want to be different, which is perfect.
My friends are going to love this podcast because there's like so many, my friends, especially my female friends, they're very like, how would I say? They're very passionate about their life and they're really smart and gorgeous beings. And what you just said would inspire them so much.
Oh, for sure. If they are spiritual people.
Yes.
Which I 100% believe that there are some things that happen in life that you can't get out of if you don't believe in something.
Yes.
You have to believe in something that needs to pull you to where you need to go. So, yes, spirituality to me is something that can save you.
It's very important to me too.
No, like it can save you
Yes.
either like in your head, on the outside, and your environment. That's why I take pride in making sure my environment is sacred to me.
Yes.
Like in my space, it needs to be like, hey, this is a no. And if there's something going on, you can talk about it, but like we're not going to spread negativity or fear, which is something that is, you can use it. It's something in life that happens, but I feel like fear and failure go hand in hand with a lot of things. And as you get older, you'll see how it kind of correlates to each other.
Right.
And your ability to be grounded in something, whatever you believe, and being aware that you have free will is going to be able to get you out of a lot of things in life that in your mind don't seem possible.
Yes. That makes sense.
Does it make sense?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's so beautiful to hear. Like, I feel like I'm at the age where failure doesn't scare me anymore. It feels like, oh, it's just a redirection. Rejection is redirection. And it's going to help so much international students who are passionate about their life and who's going through a lot of like rejection letters and like going through another country, like the whole frustration. I think your advice is very beautiful, and I'm so sad the time is up, but thank you so much for your beautiful advice.
I knew I was going to talk my head off. I was like, I need to control myself. Okay.
No, you did amazing, and I love the advices that you gave out today, and thank you so much for your time. And yes, it was International Students and Studies with Mrs. Glover, and please prepare all your documents beforehand before you see her. So
don't just walk in, okay? Make an appointment.
Yes, be prepared, and thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.